Hello there and welcome to a new video. In this one we are going to be checking out Godot 4.4 Dev 5 that, as you can see, was released just a couple of hours ago on November 21. And well, for example, here we have something that we should be taking into account, and that basically all the resources, okay, basically resources, I believe that here it refers to, for example, collision shapes, sprite frames that you create inside of animated sprites, literally a lot of things that you create inside of Godot. We are going to be seeing this in a second. Now we'll generate a .uid file, making references path agnostic. I don't really know what that exactly means, but well, the important thing is that it will now generate a brand new file. And even though these files are editor only, they should still be added to version control if you are backing up your project using something like GitHub, okay? So I will go ahead here in the post, and we're going to be seeing if there is anything else that is new. As it is a dev release, there shouldn't be anything like super big and different, but well. And also, by the way, we weren't having like super consistent updates, and well, now after the GodotCon, they are going to be having a more frequent release cycle, so we should be expecting a new updates every 7, 10, 12 days. Basically, well, firstly, they mentioned this about the UUID support, the UUID files. That, well, it has some similarities with the .import files that we previously have. That, well, we should also be committed in the version control systems if you are using. We now also have favorite editor items. This is huge, okay, because now you're going to be able to pin to the top some specific properties inside of the inspector. For example, here he's making favorite deposition, so it is at the top. So here the scale as well, and here, for example, even test. I believe this refers to a script or something like that. Basically, to an array that is created inside of this script, inside of a script that is that has a variable called test, okay. So we'll also see this in the editor, and well, as usual, we have more and more things, but well, those were the two main things. So we'll basically go ahead and download this. So here we are, Godot 4.4 Dev 5. I will create a brand new project, okay, in my downloads in this case, and I will call it 4.4 Dev 5, as simple as that. And let's basically click create an edit, and let's give it a second. And well, let's now check this out. So what I want to explain first of all is that this is my project folder. You have here the .import files. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit. Here you have the .import files. For example, you have the icon itself that had this import file. And basically, this file contains some information about how this is imported inside of Godot. So if I select this icon, for example, and I change anything in the import tab, well, this data that I change is going to be saved into this import file. And if, for example, I delete this import file, or if I do not commit this import file into my file system, if then somebody else or me myself downloads the code and runs it, then the settings for the icon, okay, are going to be slightly different. Let's say that, for example, I don't know, I changed the mode to this one, okay, and I re-import it like this. So now this .import file has been modified, and if I don't commit this or whatever, then when I run the project again in another machine, or I re-download it or whatever, then I will see the mode in the other option, okay, in the default option, but not in the option that I have just set up. Now let's actually see this of the favorite properties. So for example, let's say that I want to have the scale as the favorite property, so now we have them at the top, so that is huge. Because, well, now right there I will add a sprite so you can actually use this, okay. So now we have there the scale, so I don't have to go anymore inside of the transform, sorry. And this is also, I believe, that quite useful for UIs, because if you have here, for example, a button, and of course you can resize them using the select mode, okay. Another way of doing this is going to layout, transform, and here you have the size, okay. As you can see, it is the exact same thing. But I could favorite this property, okay, and now I can also change this right here. So let's make this a 50 by 50 button, and there I've got it, and I don't have to do anymore this scrolling, find this property, etc. So I think it is quite useful. Lastly, let's check out this thing of the resources. And for this, let me create, for example, let's create an area 2D, okay, along with the collision shape. I will just delete this from my favorites. And I will then add the sprite, the icon, and I will, for example, create here my rectangle shape, exactly like this. Let's resize this correctly. Maybe something like that should work. So this is a resource, okay? Basically, actually, you can basically save these resources so that then you can reuse them in different nodes or circumstances or whatever you want. So let me also save this scene over there. And if we go to the files, well, then we're going to be finding all these files. Here I have my scene, for example. So I'm going to actually save this resource. So I will click save as. And I will, just to keep things organized, create a new folder, resources, and I will save this over there. So there I've got my area2d.trace, okay? And now here we have it. And for example, now if I expand this resource, I see here that it is indeed saved into this folder. And let's, for example, increase the size to something like 150. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit wider. And let's also put 150 on the Y. And let's save those changes. And also let me quickly assign here a brand new script. Okay, area2d, and let me just write something here so that this is just not empty. Ready, and let me print hello there. Okay, and I will run this scene just to test out that everything is working as expected. So here I should see this message. There we got it. And well, here now in the project files, I do see my UUID file over here for my script, because it is the .gd and .gd files are basically scripts. And well, in my resources, I am not currently seeing that UID, but well, I am not going to dig any deeper into this because I don't really know how that works. So well, for those who know how that exactly works, well, then you will know how to take advantage of this. But well, for the most general usages, it is not going to be something that will actually have a huge impact on your game development or anything like that. So well, this is all for today's video. If you want to always keep up with the latest Godot news, make sure that you are subscribed. See you in the next one, and bye bye.